After the holidays, there's so much to clean up and get ready for the coming year. This leaves me exhausted and a lot of things falling off my to-do list. It's time to lock in, and Omaha Steaks delivers everything you crave to reset after the holidays. An order from them means having high-quality Omaha steaks on hand at all times. I'm a big meat lover myself, and I always go with medium rare. But there's also plenty of poultry and other options available. Omaha Steaks offers unrivaled quality and variety, and every bite is backed by their 100% guarantee. A family-owned company with over 100 years of expertise in the meat industry. Let Omaha Steaks deliver high-quality proteins right to your door. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide during their end-of-season sale. And for an extra $35 off, use promo code YUM at checkout. That's OMAHA steaks.com, promo code YUM. Terms apply. See site for details. Go to www.omahasteaks.com to get 50% off site-wide during their end-of-season sale and use promo code YUM at checkout for an extra $35 off. Minimum purchase may apply. Thanks to Omaha Steaks for sponsoring us.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Altar Call MAFS. I'm your host, Tane, here to talk to you today about Love is Blind, Germany, Season 2, Episodes 5 to 7. And with me is my co-host for Love is Blind. It's Brian from Maps Virgin. What up, Brian?
What up? This has been an okay season. It's not. I don't think this drop was as good as the first drop, but there's plenty to talk about though.
Yes, there is plenty to talk about because we got a breakup, which we expected, because I think we said we don't think all of these people are gonna make it
No.
to the weddings. We had the pod squad, come together. So there is stuff to talk about. But
Yeah.
Before we go in there, so last drop, right? We were talking about Schlager.
Mm-hmm.
And we thought Giovanni was just a consultant for Italy, but I guess he's also here for Germany because
Just a pan-European consultant.
So I'm gonna just kind of paraphrase, what he said. And he's like, Schlager is not pop, because I think I might have said something like it sounds like pop, but
That's what it
it's
sounded like.
like happy music. He's like, it's more traditional than that. Traditionally, it was sentimental and conservative in its outlook. A lot of the lyrics about like German countryside, traditional love. Like he's like, and I'm quoting, very white and anti-rock. But in the last 10 years or so, it has added like dance beats to its traditional melodies. It's become party and drinking music. The lyrics are much racier, often about partying, getting drunk, having sex, and like double entendres, for lack of a
Okay.
better word. And he's like, the mecca for Schlager fans, by the way, is Mallorca, which is where Consti lives. So
How?
it's
So
all
I have a
adding
lot
up.
of questions.
Well, he's
'Cause-
like, there's a
okay.
massive German community in Mallorca, which is often jokingly referred to as the 17th German state. And the
Okay.
German party goers go on holiday there. I just thought everybody, no, that's Ibiza. Like they like to
Ibiza.
say. Like to go in there. He does give an example of a song on there. I think it says Bums Bar, but he was like, it's like a double entendre that could be like fuck bar or fuckable, or he's like, this is the level we're working with. Like we're just
Okay.
the bar is at the bottom. So
Okay.
yeah, so that gave a lot of insight, and I'm like, thank you, Giovanni. Like I've never heard this.
The description sounds like what happened to country music. Like it was very traditional. It
Yes.
was about like, open air and nature and being outside in the Wild West. And all of a sudden it's like honky tonk badonka donk. And it's just they stole the bad parts of hip hop and like made it worse, basically. So no, I okay. Because again, the description, the only way they put it in the dubbed version was German bar music. So in my
Mhm,
mind, I was thinking oompa. So I'm
mhm,
happy that I was wrong on that. I
mhm.
still don't have the best idea of what it is, but that's okay.
I'll send you the song. He put
Okay.
a song on there, so to show on that. So yeah, thank you again. So good insight on there. So let's just dive into these people who continue to prove that love is not blind, and we might as well start with spoiler alert. The first breakup with is Jubril and Wandy, which
Sheesh.
we kind of saw
One, yeah. Oh, Jesus.
coming a mile away. So we start, I think episode 5 was one where Wandy is still trying to go all in with him. And it's like, oh, we could shower. Let's shower together. I'm like, couldn't be me. You're not showing any interest. Like, I'm not going to prove to you that I'm worth you even seeing me at
No.
all. So she goes into shower, and this man looks so terrified. He keeps looking over his shoulder like
Yeah.
something is going to happen. They do shower together. It's an outdoor shower, I believe. It's like
Yeah, I think so.
on Love Island where they shower outdoors. And she
Mhm.
notices that it does nothing for him. I'm not going to touch that.
Well, neither is she. It was awkward when they shot it because we see them from like the ankles down, and there is space between them, and no one's moving. Like they're
Yeah.
just standing perfectly still in the shower. I'm like, oh, this is awful.
Yeah. So she's like, yeah, it does nothing for him. And she doesn't feel good because this is basically rejection. They
Mhm.
have the most awkward breakfast. And I'm like, why don't you just talk about it? Like, why are we just, everyone's acting like it's okay. How are you doing? How was your night? How was that? I'm like,
Yeah.
just talk about what is obviously going on, but they don't. But probably because the group meetup is finally happening and everyone's going to meet everyone. And I find that lately in the non-US versions, I kind of feel like let down by the group meetup, almost like
Mhm.
they've seen each other before. So when they do
Yeah.
meet, it's just wonk wonk, like, oh hey, hi, hey. No one's like, ooh, ow, whoa.
Yeah.
So I
Because in
don't
the
know.
US, we get that moment where who is that? And everyone's like, oh, that's so and so. It's like, okay, well, they didn't really seem to care that much. And I don't know if it's because nobody was really dating each other that is on the show now, or I don't think. Was there anybody that
We have Yasmin and
Yasmin was no,
no.
because that's at the group
That's the
meetup.
pod squad,
Like,
yeah. Yeah.
yeah, we don't have that where it's like, oh, I was really into this person, and then last minute I swerved.
Jubril and Josie.
There you go. Yeah, you're right.
But even
You're right.
then, it just
Even
felt
that
like
was he didn't seem to care.
yeah.
So like,
And we don't get a read on we I have accepted that I don't know anything about Josie because I'm still shocked that oh it was platonic and oh my god it was Gunnar, like what? So
she's
here we are.
confusing.
Here we are. Okay, so the group meetup is happening and Constantine meets up with Jabril and is like, "Oh, are you happy?" And Jabril is just like, "I don't know." No. That is Jan. He asked
Yeah,
Jan, like, "Are you happy?" He's like, "I don't know if I'm happy. I'm journaling a lot." And Constantine's like, "Oh, I would like to read your journal." Like I feel like Constantine is doing a lot of uncle, older brother, daddy
hmm,
for the rest of the guys because even like besides everyone just wants to know how Constantine is doing. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, okay." It's kind of
man's
like
popular. They love him.
what's that again? I keep forgetting the names. The weird guy in Sweden who we thought was weird, but everyone was like, "Oh, he's so wise." We want
Yeah,
to
I'm
just
not
see
gonna remember him, but I know you're talking about. I
what's
forget
going.
names the second the show ends, but yeah, I know you're talking about that. I can see him.
So Josie shares that Gunnar is great, and she's talking with Jabril, and Jabril asks the guys, "How is your intimacy?" And everyone's just cracking jokes, saying, "Oh, we're comfortable," and all that. Then Wandy shares with the ladies that she feels like he's not into it and that she hasn't said anything because she feels like she's the safe pick and he's just not investing energy in them because even at the group meetup, he's sitting with the guys. He quickly
Yeah,
beelines towards the guys. So Jubril isn't really saying anything when they ask him, just a lot of I don't know that, we have to move further, but it has to be on my pace. But also it has to be at a pace where she also feels seen at the same time where she's telling the girls and is like, I don't think he sees me. Like I'm just
yeah.
here, but he doesn't see me. And she cries and tells him about the shower. And, they're just trying to encourage her, especially Josie. Josie is
Mhm.
really taking this personal. It was odd.
Yeah, I mean, she seems invested in it for a reason I can't explain because Josie in general confuses me. I
That's
like
true.
her. I like her a lot. She confuses the fuck out of me.
That's true. We can't get a read on her.
No.
So, Jan, not surprisingly, is comparing himself. Oh, the couples are further. Oh, the couples are this. And I'm like, this guy.
Hate
Again,
that.
he reminds me of Ross on Friends, where Joey said, when Ross says hi, this man says hi, and I just want to be sensitive. He says, I just want to kill myself. Some things don't age well, but that's what he meant. It's just like Ross just comes so sour. Like, just pep
Mhm.
up. Like, come on, you're with friends. You don't have to
Right?
worry about the stress of a romantic relationship. Just perk
Yeah,
up.
don't be a sad sack.
So Jan says that, Loanne is perfect on paper, but there's just no romantic feelings. As the same time, Loanne is telling Jesse that Jan is perfect. I don't know why she's saying that, but she's saying that. But then they turn around and they see Jan looking so worried, and they're like, he looks so worried as he talks to Constantine. Is something wrong? I'm like, am I missing something? Yes, something is wrong. You know something is wrong.
It's so confusing to me because, like, I can understand, hey, I'm moving at a slower pace.
Hmm.
This legitimately feels like I'm not willing to kiss you until I'm already head over heels in love with you. And until I get there, I can't do anything physical. And I'm like, well, that my question whenever this happens, two of them. Number one, why'd you do this show? If you're somebody who can't have any kind of physicality until there is like deep ingrained emotion attached to it, this ain't your show. Number two, have you honestly never just had like a wild makeout in a bar? I did that for 4.5 straight years in Iowa City and all over the Big Ten. That was me in college. Like, I don't understand these people who are just like, oh, I can't just kiss somebody. And I'm like, what that's all I did for like, that's what college was. I don't understand these people.
Well, I think what you're missing is they're saying that, but the real thing is they're not attracted to this person. So they
Exactly.
just
So
can't
say
even
that.
take
Just
it.
be like,
So,
I don't
yeah.
feel it.
So the problem is, if you know you're the kind of person who cares what's going to be on the other side, don't do the show. Because
Exactly.
there are people there, we've seen a bunch of people where it's like, I don't care what it is. Like, as long as we have that connection, I can make it work and I'm okay.
Mhm.
But then there are people who are like, I got to like what I see and, to proceed. He has said it once and they never went back to it, where he's like, she's not the kind of person that I'm attracted to. Like, maybe she
Yep.
can be the person. Jabril, I'm very confused about, because
I don't
I
get it.
know, like, his words were saying, like, oh, he was, attracted to Wandy and this. Yes, that he's so happy she's in 11, she's at this. What changed? And
I think he got scared. I think straight up, he went into this thinking he was ready for commitment. He got there and then realized, I still want to be kind of wild in these streets. I'm not ready for a serious thing. I thought I was. I got here and I'm not. And rather than just tell her that, he's like, I'm just going to be an asshole until you leave, basically.
Yeah. I think what confuses me and why I'm adding the attraction level to it is, like, even if he wanted to be in the streets, right? If he was attracted to her, he would still it's still icky. I'm not saying like go ahead and do something, but you can tell when someone's attracted to you, but for you to be like scared, like, I don't know a lot of men would that are honorable. That would be like I mean,
no, you're not wrong.
no, on these shows, that would be like, oh no, I'm not. Look at the last season of the US. He knew he didn't want Madison, but
and they were fucking
chemistry.
nonstop.
Yeah, so if they had chemistry where it's like, okay, I can still show you that, yeah, there's still some kind of chemistry, but it just felt like he just did not want to at all. So that's
Yeah.
where I'm just hope maybe we'll get an answer at the reunion. My hopes are not high,
I
but
don't believe we will.
yeah, so that's my confusion with him. But with Jan, there's just no attraction. There's nothing there. The man is scared of his own shadow. I don't know why you're here,
I don't get it at all. I don't get it at all. And Loanne is being so patient with him and so understanding consistently. And I'm like, man, just make out with her one time and see how it feels. Instead of just being like, I can't possibly touch or kiss you. I'm like, this is fucking stupid. I get tired of this guy quick.
And that's the thing about all these people, especially like I know, like, oh, you don't want to do anything physical. No one's saying have sex, but there are just
I
moments
am,
where
but
something happens. Where some no, when they're not when they're not interested, I just think it's worse if they go ahead and have sex, and then afterwards it's like, yeah, I was never really into you. But
yeah,
even if it's like the peck kiss, they even run away from it. I'm like, okay, that is not gonna hurt anybody. Like
right.
just like see the Giovannis or what, they won't even do that. You're putting a pillow, you're going like now
No.
you're doing too much.
Yeah,
That's
at
what really
least be
annoys
Big Spoon. Can you
yeah,
be Big Spoon and like touch her thigh? Like do the barest of minimums.
yeah. That's what really annoys me is when they go way over on the spectrum. But anyways,
Hmm.
surprisingly, Constantine is saying that he's still worried about the fact that everything is going well. He's basically waiting for the shoe to drop because everything's going well except for the smoking situation with Jesse. Uh
Boy, listen, th- she was accurate when she said she's a little chimney. I would have a very hard time with somebody smoking 20 cigarettes in a day, and I believe it's more than that.
we'll get there. We'll get there. We're in the one did you
I don't want
grill
to get ahead.
thing,
Yeah,
yeah. So we'll get there because that was semantics, but also
we're gonna talk
um
about it.
so Jubril and Josie are talking about the whole situation, and Jubril is telling her that, oh, he's someone who needs his freedom. Love is Blind ends with a wedding. You knew
Hmm.
that. What are you doing?
The
But
whole point.
also, the whole time they're talking, guys, they're holding hands.
Hmm.
And she's like rubbing his hand. And I'm like,
Hmm.
is this German tradition? Like, because this is the thing people always forget. When they're doing the meetups, yes, you're in the pods, you're engaged.
Yeah.
I just,
Yes.
don't tell me you're friends. You just met. We all met together on the same day.
Yeah.
We're not longtime friends. We haven't known each other for years from childhood. You were my other connection. Why are we sitting there holding hands, rubbing fingers, and being all that was odd to me. It's not
No, I
even
can't
jealousy
explain it.
or anything. It was odd.
It was odd. It's confusing behavior no matter what you're doing, no matter what show you're on. This is weird to do that kind of stuff. Like
So
I don't get it.
yeah, so she tells him like, "Listen, Jabril, you need to open up and, tell her she's not the problem." I am saying this calmly, but the way Josie was saying it was like a command. Like, "You need to
Yes.
tell her it is not her. You need to open up. You need to man up." And I'm like, when she said, "You need to tell her she's not the problem," I was like, "But isn't she?" I mean, not like her, but like the fact that he's not attracted to her.
Yeah, I think what she was basically saying is like reassure her that this is all because you are the problem and not her. And
Yeah.
it's like, well, I can understand for your friend not wanting your friend to beat themselves up and make it their fault that this didn't work,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't push someone to do that either. Like it's not your place to tell him, "Hey, you have to say this to her." He should be honest with her and tell her what's going on.
Yeah.
But like it's not really up to you to tell him to do that.
Yeah, and it's just so confusing because if it really is that the pressure was too much and he got, overwhelmed, he's also not being very clear about that.
Yeah,
Because
at
even if
all.
you saw her as a friend, you'd confide in your friend and say, "Hey, this is so overwhelming. I do want to fix this, but you don't seem like you even want to fix it. I think your solution is," and I think this is going to be a precedent on reality shows, what happened in the last season of Maths, where the men or where Will was like, "I feel like I had to be really cold so I could get my message across." Because
Mhm.
this would be their argument is like, "Oh, I'm trying to not hurt her feelings," but it's like she's not receiving the message. Maybe you're not communicating it well. And then they think like there's no medium. It's just going all the way to the end and being like really cruel. So I don't know, but
Yeah.
Brill is not being clear also because
Mm-mm.
I'm just saying you're not attracted to her, but these words are telling them, "Oh, I'm just overwhelmed. It seems like a lot, but that doesn't mean you can't be friendly towards her." You're basically acting like she's your op and you're scared of what she's gonna
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. It feels very much like, and I think you were right with the Brittany and Will of it all, where, I can understand not wanting to leave the door open if the door is not open. You don't
Mhm.
want to tell somebody, "Hey, maybe when we get back," you don't want to pull a Patrick where he's thinking, "Hey, listen, she's in love with me still, just like the cameras are bothering her."
Yeah.
Like you do want to be clear, but I think you can do that without also being cruel to somebody. You can say, "Hey, listen, this isn't going to work for us. I don't want to leave kind of any inkling that maybe things will change, like they're not going to, but I still care about you as a person. I don't want you to like feel bad and beat yourself up. It just wasn't working on my end or something." But you
Yes.
can't just. I don't know what these people are. I don't want to blame Manosphere podcasts. I don't listen to any of those. I feel like this is what they would tell you to do. Like, I feel like this is advice you would get from those dudes. And like, there's a reason all those dudes are single and childless and unhappy. Like, this shit doesn't work. So that's the only kind of, I can't make sense of his behavior at all. None of it makes any sense to me.
Yes. He's yeah. I agree. Like we said, Josie's taking this very personally. She tells us that Wandy has lost her spirit and that she's sad. And Josie is like crying, like tears
Yeah.
coming right out.
Very
And I'm
emotionally
like,
affected by this.
this is odd. Like maybe she's just a sensitive person.
Well, I wonder if some of this is also projection, where it's like, you know, sliding doors moment. I could have been in your shoes right now. I could have been with Jabril and him treating me this way. And I know how I would feel if I chose him or what have you. Other than that, yeah, she just has to be super empathetic. Otherwise, I wouldn't get this affected by it, but I'm not her.
Yes, that is true. And I don't know. Last drop, I think I said something like, I fully expected Jabril to be like, oh, Josie's my type. This is what I would prefer.
She's light skinned.
Yeah, we did not get that. So
Uh-uh.
I'm just putting that out there. So I'm being objective. Like that didn't happen. I don't know if it's editing, but
Yeah, they probably did edit out his full rant about skin tone and the paper bag test. I don't know.
No, I mean they don't have that in Germany, do they? I don't know. I don't know what
I don't know.
it is.
I don't know. I'm not sure if we still have it here. My mom has trauma from that as a kid because she's light skinned.
No,
she had to pass the bag test.
It's a thing here, Brian. What do you mean you don't know if we have it here? Not like the test.
I'm dark as hell. No one ever asked me to do it.
No, not like the test, but subconsciously we've progressed.
Oh, for sure.
But it's
Colorism
still
is definitely a
there.
thing.
The colorism, yeah, that's what I mean. So
Yeah.
I think what I mean is like it's not realistic that, which is what I mean by they're seeing each other for the first time and it's anticlimactic. It's not realistic that allegedly this is the first time Jabril is seeing Josie and he has no thoughts. This was
Right.
someone who dumped you, who said,
Yeah.
oh, I'm going to go with Gunnar. And you thought like you had a thing with a person. You shared a moment about backgrounds and then you have nothing. You
Nothing.
don't think, oh, she's pretty. Or you don't think you're just suddenly best friends and she's holding your hand and she's crying because it's not working out with you and Wandy.
This man
Yeah.
doesn't speak. He doesn't speak about anything outside the pods. Like in the pods, he seemed to have some emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
He was able to talk about how he was feeling about things and all this. Outside the pods, it's like he doesn't
Know
talk
how to
about his
communicate.
internal thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah, but we know he's an effective communicator because he did it in the pods. So if
We
we'd
saw
never
it.
seen that, then we'd know. But now everything is, I don't know. I don't want, all that
Mhm.
kind of stuff. But I'm not gonna say like she's also, really she has a soft spot for Wandy because the first time they see they're like hugging so tight and
Yeah.
so long and all that. But anyways, my whole point was I just wanted to bring it up because I said it, but I just feel like it's not realistic that he had no thoughts the first
No.
time he saw Josie and then that was it. So,
No. Unrealistic entirely.
yeah. So that was it with the meetup and I'll take a break and continue on to their final breakup. All right. So the meetup ends and all we see is Jabril and Wandy having a conversation and she's just wondering like, do you even see me? Do you see me? Is this a new thing? Because that was the thing with Patrick
Yeah.
Maths.
Yeah.
And it
I
was
don't-
like,
I don't-
I want to feel seen. I want to feel seen.
The only time I say that is to be ironic. If I see like an ADHD person on a TV show who's a mess, I'm like, yeah, that's me. I feel seen from that. I've never sincerely said that before, I don't think.
Maybe because you do feel seen, Brian, so you don't need to.
I guess I do often feel seen. Nerd culture is becoming a thing. D&D is not a shameful thing anymore. So I do feel represented in the media.
Okay, I was thinking about your wife seeing you. Not
Oh no. My wife does see me. I do feel very seen in my marriage. That is also true.
He went all the way to D&D.
Well, I feel very secure in my household. I don't even think about it.
Exactly. It's
We
like,
hold hands watching reality TV. It's a regular thing for us.
yeah, it's a lifestyle. So you don't have that issue to be
That's
like,
true.
oh, do I? So you have no need to say, wife,
This is
can you
very true.
see me? So
Yeah, the fact that I go external is like, well, of course she sees me. I mean, damn, she gets me entirely. That's, boy, I'm in a good marriage, huh? It turns out.
gotta reel you back in, Brian. He's like
Yeah.
D&D.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm a mess.
Oh, it's okay. We love you just the way you are.
Thank you.
Okay, so they're back in and they're talking, and he's all like, it's all so much for me. It's too much. And she's like, the thing is, if you don't love me now, I don't see you ever loving me. And he's like, yeah, let's just sleep on it. I'm like,
She's like, all
if
right.
this is not over, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, this is
And she's
dead.
like, that's fine. So she wakes up. She slept on it, if she did sleep at all, and she's like, honestly, Jibril's words feel very empty. This getaway feels very lonely. I feel like I'm by myself. They have there's like a whole thing. Is this a part where he goes to the gym and he's like, the gym looks like a play gym and he does like a few sit-ups. He's sweating profusely. She's sitting outside in her glasses, just staring at the rock. I'm like, guys, come on.
It's a real problem.
It's okay.
Yeah, just
break up.
end this.
So they have another conversation, and she says the more she thinks about it, the more angry she gets about how she approached it. I'm like, relatable content. You know, when something happens, you're like, I should have said this. I should have reacted this way. My delayed reaction. So she feels like he doesn't care, and he's only thinking about himself. And she decides that she wants to break up with him. They're sitting there. She takes up the ring. She hands it to him. He's not talking. She's doing most of the talking. I guess he agrees, and he's probably in his mind like, oh, thank God. I'm free.
Yeah.
Free at last. Free at last. And he says, the thing is, the spark isn't there. This is not to her. I think it's to us. And he's like,
this is confessional.
He feels bad, but honestly, I feel relieved. And then, that's it. Take this into consideration because later on, there's a whole conversation about meeting outside. I do think he said that, but I'm going to pick your memory to see if you remember because I'm like, wait, whose side am I on? I mean, I'm on Wanji's side. I don't give a fuck. But
right. He said it.
Okay,
he very
did.
much said like,
okay.
I don't think
this
it
environment.
It wasn't as definitive as when we're out, we'll go on dates and we'll date each other. But it very much felt like, hey, like when we're out of this, like let's meet up and let's talk about it and let's kind of see where things go.
Okay.
Which was bullshit. Which is why, which is why you kind of have to be definitive and say like, no, if I'm not interested in that, I will not be trying to meet up with you when we get out of here, which hurts, but like better than leading her on to think that, okay, I'm going to be Patrick. We'll get back to Denver and we'll hang out and fall in love. It'll be fine. Like, it's not great.
I generally don't like, I always joke about this. Like, I don't know people because there's an answer. It's either you just don't want to say, you don't want to dig deep, but for something as important or as serious as this, for you to just say, I don't know, I'm overwhelmed. It just seems so surface that it's insulting to the other person. Like, I'm not blind. I am in this process. I can see it. I can feel your energy. Like, just say what it is. Stop beating around the bush. You're a grown man. Anyways, so there is another group meet before they leave Greece. And then I think all the people, they don't have their phones. So I do believe like they're not able to contact each other and things like that. And they all realize that Wandi isn't coming and it's like, oh, they're gone. And, they're kind of sad about that. And I do feel like whenever a couple leaves, it's not necessarily the best thing because for other couples that are in trouble, and this applies to also MAFs too, it's almost like, oh my God, I want to do that too because this conflicting feeling is too much and it's too stressful. So can I do it too? So, but for Loanne decides like, she just wants to, no, this is Jan. Jan again is talking to Constantine is like, he just wants to take the pressure off, but he's telling Constantine that when they lay in bed, it's uncomfortable for them both. It's not that serious. Like, no, he looks like he's visibly in pain.
Yeah. No, he looks like he's going through a trauma response here. And I'm like, man, like, I don't understand. I don't get it. I am somebody who likes a curvaceous woman. So like, if I have all these boobs in bed with me, I'm not gonna be like, oh no, breasts everywhere. Oh God. I'd be like, this is fantastic. This is great. So I don't know specifically what it is that's this huge mental block for this guy. I have no clue, but something's going on and he needs to identify what it is and learn to work through that if this is going to work. Because currently this ain't what you want.
What if it can't be worked through?
Well, yeah. If it is something that is you cannot get past and something that, cannot change in you, then you should probably just get off the show and stop being like, oh God, this woman is terrifying to me. I don't know what to do. Like that's a weird response.
Yes. Maybe identify it and then deal with it.
Sure.
So, yes. Yeah. But that's what's going on with these two. And Andy is telling Gunnar that he needs more time for a wedding because he's just not sure how he's feeling. At the same time, Yasmin is saying, "Oh, I'm so excited. He has nothing to be scared of." Boy, do we know what's coming.
Oh boy, yeah. Yeah, we can see this train coming. We're standing on the tracks.
All right, so we'll start with the other couples. That was the breakup, and Constantine and Jesse. I'm just gonna accept that the translations make everything complicated because I
Mhm.
think they had sex. I think for sure
Pretty
they had
sure.
sex. And he said he's looking forward, this is before the meetup. I'm looking forward to seeing how Luann and Jan are doing because Jan is like his little brother and he shared a lot with him. He brings up the smoking and she says, you're on your own with this. I told you that I smoked because that's a question that
Yep.
we had. So
Yeah.
good for her. And she's like, I told you that I smoke. And he's like, yeah, but I didn't know you then. And now I like you more. I'm like, Constantine?
Yeah, that's I mean,
Come
listen. I have only dated one smoker in my life, and she really it was when I was in college and she only smoked at the bar. But like that's when I want to make out the most is like at the bar when we get home. And so it was rough. I hated that. Like it was gross to me. My clothes always smelled like smoke. I had a problem with it and I was like, look, you either got to quit or I got to go. I can't keep on doing this. So I get where he's coming from. However, if this was discussed in the pods, for me it'd be an immediate like, nah, I'm out. I can't. I don't want to deal with it. And so I don't understand how, well, I like you more now, so it bothers me more. Did you think she was going to quit because you liked her more? Like liking somebody more is not going to make this less of a problem for you. It's going to make it worse because now you have emotions tied up in this thing that they're not willing to give up.
Yeah, that's why I was like, Constantine, come on. That's
Yeah,
why
come on,
she
buddy.
told you she wasn't even hiding it. So, and it's not if they did discuss it. So,
Yeah.
if you're gonna be like, I like you more now, so my like for you should make you change. No, it doesn't work that way. So
No.
then they start arguing about semantics about it all. It's like, oh, I don't want to be with someone who smokes like 40, and she's like, it is not 40. Then it's like, oh, maybe 20, and then all that stuff. And I'm like, guys, you are arguing about the number. Either way, there's cigarettes being smoked. That's the one thing we can agree on. And she
Yeah.
basically says, I have to be there to be able to stop. I'm not there yet. And that's
Yeah, I don't
it.
want to. Yeah. Well, and frankly, I mean, okay, when he said they're arguing over the number, he originally said like 40 or 50. She says 20. 20 is a pack a day. Like that's you're into Angela and Michael territory for doing 20 a day. But the one thing that he said that she didn't dispute was you have 4 before breakfast. That's a fucking lot. Like unless you're having breakfast at like 11 o'clock, like you're having like that to me that's nuts. I haven't smoked 4 cigarettes in my life. So for to be with somebody who's having 4 before breakfast, I'm like, that sounds like a lot to me.
I mean, it is what, like, I mean, it's an addiction. No one says an addiction and is like, oh, I take, little portions of anything. Anything you're
But if
addicted to, you take copious amounts of. Or,
I mean, to the extent that you can be addicted to weed, I was that. I wasn't having 4 joints before breakfast.
That's
My God.
you.
Like, oof.
That's you.
I don't know anybody that could smoke like that, even Snoop.
So I don't know. But even if the problem is that he's anti-smoking, I don't know what the number does.
Yeah, one a day would be a problem for me.
You do
then.
whatever, it's smoking. Either way,
Yeah.
it is smoking, and your contention with it is the fact that it's not healthy. So 120, I don't know, it's all unhealthy. So the fact that they were arguing about the number was where I was like, doesn't matter.
I think my only thought process here is if you've never been with a smoker and maybe you're never around people who smoke, because like honest to goodness, I can't think of the last time I was like near somebody that was smoking a cigarette. It would be jarring just to like have it happen and then to see that it's all day long. It'd be like, oh man, this is just a very different experience than I've ever had before. And it might be one of those things where it's like, okay, it doesn't really bother me until you see that it really, really, really does, if it's something you don't have any experience with.
Honestly, I have no sympathy for Constantine. As long as he has clarified that I told you from jump that I smoked cigarettes. At that point, if he really cared about the number and he asked her and she said 20.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's 4 at breakfast, 6 at dinner, whatever. If she said I smoke from jump, because from the beginning, the way she was so confident, she goes, yeah, I'm a chimney. Like,
yeah,
that's on him. So
I'm not going to stop unless you get pregnant.
Yes. So
I
yeah,
mean,
so I don't
yeah.
feel anything anyway. So she's like, yeah, I need to go. I need a moment to myself. And what does she go do? She goes to smoke a cigarette. That's
Hell
right,
yeah. Of course she does.
so much. But I
Uh,
mean, it's not that, terrible because we next day we see they make up, they have a
mhm.
conversation, and he's like, I just like that, we can have this conversation. And then he tells her that he's falling in love with her. And she says, me too. And I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
yay.
Yeah.
They visit each other's homes, and Constantine does say my new home. And I'm like, wait, what does that mean? I completely forgot that he lived in Mallorca.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, I'm missing a lot. Why was he cast then? And also, what is their agreement on that? Have we seen a conversation
So we haven't.
in the
I remember in the pods, he said he splits time between Mallorca and whatever city he lives in Germany,
Yeah.
which I didn't understand what that meant. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, so do you is it, part of the year here, part of the year there? Do you just go back and forth whenever you want? I don't know how far away this is. I know it's, an island near Spain,
Yeah.
but I don't know the geography of it all. It seems like he basically lives in Mallorca and
Mm-hmm.
is in Germany to work every once in a while or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I don't. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what their future agreement. They do talk about that later. So I think they're okay on that front. Like I said, there's a lot of heavy editing going
Hmm.
on this show. So yeah. They meet with her family. Honestly, it went well. It went so well
Yeah.
that she teared up that
Hmm.
everyone was meeting. He does have a conversation alone with her dad to get his
Very sweet.
blessing if there's a wedding. And
Yes.
he's like, anyone who puts a smile that big on my daughter's face, I know that she's happy. You have my blessing. And I know she's going to appreciate that if they go ahead and
Hmm.
they get married. So she's having a conversation with her sisters.
Uh-oh.
And I don't know why she tells her sisters that they disagree on nothing when the smoking is right there.
It's right there.
But she's like, no, but this is the same thing. Loan told them we're all great. Everything's fine.
Hmm.
So
It was perfect.
yeah, her sister seems so skeptical. And she's like, no, we know each other. We're with each other every day. And the sisters are like, yeah, but you're in the honeymoon phase and you don't know anything yet. And I get where they're coming from for something like this. If you participate in an experiment like this, you do have to have a level of delusion
Hmm.
because you get to take that leap of faith. But her sisters keep insisting it is difficult to maintain a marriage. You don't know anything. And I'm like, what is your intent here? And also, what are your marital statuses? Are we in happy marriages? Are we not? Like,
Right.
what is this? Because it's one thing to be concerned, which again, I get, but to completely insist that you know nothing, this is going to fail. I'm like, we are past
Well,
that point.
it felt like that sister from Minnesota where the family had all their instruments in their sock basket and shit,
Yeah.
where essentially it's like, I don't care who this man is. I don't
Hmm.
care how happy you are. You don't know him. This is a huge mistake. It could be the most perfect man on the planet. And I'd still say no. And it's like, well, then why'd you come to this then? Like, why even come to meet him if you're going into this saying there is no way this could ever be acceptable to me?
Yeah.
Fine. Then stay over there. And then once we're done, you can meet him if we say yes at the altar. But I don't need you in my ear when I think everything is great, telling me it's all a disaster and this is a terrible decision.
Yeah, and I repeat myself again. I think the best approach is like, here are my concerns. I know it's a risk. I know this is it, but I trust that you have thought this through
Hmm.
and you have still decided to do this and I will support you. And if it doesn't go the other way, that's fine. Like I don't know. Like how would you
Yeah.
even feel? What if when people give advice, people never listen, thank God, in that let them make their own mistakes, not because you told them to, but like
Hmm.
if they listen to you and they're like, you know what, you're right, I'm gonna call this off and all that, and then they're miserable, do you want to be the person?
Like, you're not going to make anything better by raining on your friend's parade because they're happy. And then if they stay with this person and it goes great, all they're going to think about is how you tried to ruin it right before it went well. This is a no-win situation for them. I'm not sure why they did this.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not. Again, we're not saying don't be honest with your friends, but it's just like lay it out once. That's
Yeah.
it, and then layer it with like support, and then move
Yes,
on.
I'm here for you. I hope it goes great. I have some concerns, but of course I support you entirely. Is very different from you don't know this man, you know nothing about him. Problems are going to happen. Like, well, okay, thanks.
They are going to happen, but it's
Of
just
course they are.
past the point at this point. So, okay, so they move into the apartments. I don't know why I thought it was going to be in Berlin, but it's not. It's in Munich.
Yeah, it's in Munich. I also thought Berlin.
Yeah. So I think I've been to Munich. I was trying to remember. I knew I went to Frankfurt. I think the second city was Munich, but what do I know? I think it was a
It's a blur.
layover, maybe. Yeah. So they are both the same level of neat freak. So they're so excited about who's cleaning. They're arguing about who's going to clean the bathroom. Things you will never hear from Tane's mouth. I have a thing against bathrooms. I do not like to clean the
Same.
bathrooms. It is not my duty in my
No.
household. But to see two people arguing about who's going, she's like, I'm going to clean. I was like, you know what? Godspeed to the both of you, because could never be me.
My wife loves it. I say she hates doing dishes. I will do every dish. You clean the bathrooms. We are even because she hates doing dishes. I hate the bathroom. It works out great for us.
I love dishes. I could do dishes.
Yeah. They're so quick.
Yeah. They have a conversation about sex because I'm bringing this up because I thought it was very interesting. He was trying to be like, oh, you seem to be bitchy just because you didn't have sex for 2 days. And she's like, oh, if you don't have sex with me, like, I see it as rejection. Like, I feel we need to have sex. And it's coincidental. I just saw something on social media where there was a lady talking with her husband and just saying like, oh, we have to have sex. If we don't have sex, then I feel like you don't want me, you don't like me, you don't anything. And all the comments were just like, she doesn't want to have sex because she wants to have sex with her husband. It's proof to her that you want me. And that's a whole different conversation. So that's what this conversation felt like, because Constantine was just like, if it's just 2 days, it's not ish. It doesn't mean I hate you. But it felt like what Jesse was saying was like, no, I need you to constantly do that so that I know that you want me. So I just thought that was interesting. And because they joke a lot and they're sarcastic, and Constantine seems to be, I don't want to rock the boat. Like, he'll have concerns, especially since he's telling the guys, I don't know how I feel. I don't know what, this is going for the wedding. I couldn't settle on what, if this conversation was helpful or not.
I don't know, because I don't know that he really understood what was bothering her. Because I mean, clearly sex is how she gets validation that, things are good in the relationship, whether it's specifically you want me thing, or if it's just like, it's a sign to me that things are going well if we're having sex daily or whatever.
Yeah.
2 days is a short amount of time to be like, all right, man, come on. Like, let's get it going. It's been 2 days. Like, that is a short fuse. But what was wild for me was, and I don't know if this was just the dubbed version, when they leave, we see her go, let's just fuck. And I'm like, that's the last thing we hear? And I was like, oh my God.
Okay, we didn't get let's just fuck, but it was like, okay, while we're on it, might as well. But basically implying like that's,
When the camera's outside of the apartment, like zooming back, we hear her scream, let's just fuck. And I'm like, oh my God, that came out of nowhere.
Okay, we didn't get that. That's so funny. Okay, so that's it for them. And then they go to his place in Mallorca, and I'm not sure what her hesitation was. There was some kind of hesitation when they were going to Mallorca about visiting his house. I don't know what her hesitation was when she saw it. It was giving Will and Brittany when they went in. And, I gotta say, she could have been, he wanted her to be enthusiastic, but
yes.
And he was so proud to show her like, oh, I'm neat too. You see how it is. But for her, first of all, I think the fact that he was like, you can leave your shoes on, that's fine. And she was like, yeah, it's not that neat. It's not that okay. And he's just like, I don't know how you feel. Like, how are you feeling about my place? She's like, it's all right. It's okay.
Yeah.
And then she just kept saying things. And I was like, she could have let some things go. She could have shown enthusiasm. And much like the Will and Brittany thing, I thought Brittany was being, tight about the whole thing, but it wouldn't have hurt Will to just kind of like be enthusiastic. It's something, that she's proud of. And, I felt for Constantine because the letdown was palpable.
Well, for me, the saddest part for me was the closet. That's a nice closet. And for her to go, must get hot in here with that air conditioning. It's like, well, I have air conditioning. Like, you're looking for something to have a problem with, is kind of how it felt.
Yeah. That's why I was like, I don't know was she just looking to poke holes at that? So she was saying some things, but she was adding LOLs in it. And I'm like,
there's crumbs everywhere. I'm like, there probably aren't crumbs everywhere.
Yeah.
That seems unlikely.
Yeah, it wasn't, nice. Anyways, but they go visit his family. I don't think, again, that I realized that his entire family is in
Yeah.
Mallorca. So
So I'm like, did he grow up there? Did
yeah,
he move there when he was like a teenager? Because everyone is there. So
yeah,
I wish I had more backstory on that.
yeah. I'm like, so what is keeping him in Germany? Honestly,
Right.
at this point,
I don't know.
his mom made a lamb and everything.
Hmm.
So
And lots
anyway,
of cheese apparently.
what was cute was like Constantine had said, like, best case scenario, my mom says, like, I see what you see, she's great, I give my blessing and all that, and guess what happens? She says exactly that
Word
at
for word.
the table, word for word, best case scenario.
Yep.
So she gets, all that's Jessie gets emotional when they talk about the coincidences with her grandpa and all that stuff. And it was cute. Their final scene with them was like, they have a conversation and talking about, she's like, have you cheated on anyone? I'm like, here we go again. Because this conversation,
Hmm.
someone says, yes, I've cheated. And they're like, well, you're a cheater for life. And then that's it and all that. But Jessie's like, yeah, I've cheated too. I should have expected that from Jessie.
Yeah,
And
not surprising.
Constantine is just like, you know what? I just really appreciate that we can communicate honestly and just, being with someone and being open and being free. And everything seems okay for now. But
Yeah, seems
the
fine.
edits is misleading. So I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what's great or not. But for now, they're good. Okay. Take a quick break and I'll be right back. Okay. Gunnar and Josie. Why I said, like, you never know. I thought that they had sex
I
because she
thought so.
said, I have no problem being physical. It felt normal. It was really nice. It just felt familiar and intimate. And, I was like, oh, yeah, they did. But later down the line, I think then we find out they didn't have sex. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I'm not
But
sure what they were
also,
doing.
Gunnar got a little ab situation going on. It's not
Mhm.
like rock hard six pack, but there's a silhouette,
Yeah.
on there.
No, he looks like a guy who used to work out really hard like 2 years ago. And now it's like, I work out sometimes. And like, no, I think I know guys that are like this who used to be like super insanely ripped, and then they get older, they get more busy, they don't care about it quite as much. And you see them shirtless, and you're like, oh, you're still in great shape, but you're not like, professional athlete great shape anymore. He's in
Mhm.
good shape.
Yeah, he is. Josie says, like, listen, I consider myself very pretty, but there are things like cellulite that I think are not cute, and she's insecure about it. And she is insecure about it because she brings it up again in Munich when they move into the apartment
Yep.
and mentions that Gunnar loves all her curves and all of her and stuff. And everybody has whatever it is that they think are
Hmm.
insecurities, so that's hers. So they have a conversation where Gunnar just tells Josie they're at a cafe or something, a restaurant, and he's just like, I love you. Like, I was trying to do the, practical thing. I have a checklist and all that, but it's a feeling, and he has that feeling, and I love you. And she says, I love you too. I
Hmm.
think I'm still playing catch up that these two are together and are into each other, because for me, that kids thing is still looming over their heads.
And I didn't think it was. It is.
No, I think
I it,
think it was.
it 100% is. And I think the reason I didn't think it was is because you don't get through Crete without it becoming an issue if it's something you're still thinking about at all. And so I'm like, okay, you've made peace with this. It's not something that she said before. It was something that she kind of had imagined her whole life she'd be a mom, but I didn't get the impression that it was like, and I've become more and more cemented in that as I got older. It was kind of like a taken for granted, in the same way that I have a whole lot of friends who aren't married who would say, yeah, I always thought I'd be married one day, and maybe I won't. I don't really know.
Yeah.
So to me, I'm like, okay, she's probably spent some time internally thinking about it and how this is making her feel, and she's okay with it. And it's like, maybe not. Might not be the
Yeah.
case.
Yeah. Well, they move out to Munich and they're out of their bubble. Josie's very nervous because now you have to, meet all the people that you've blocked out. You have to tell people about
Mm-hmm.
this new deviation in your life. And I think why I understand her nervousness is you have to make peace with the fact and stand strong in this conviction that you've decided, or this path that you've decided to take. And I don't think she's completely sold on it. And how can you sell, not that you have to sell people in your life, but how can you convincingly tell people that, hey, I've decided not to have kids after saying I wanted kids all this whole time, when
Yeah.
you're not done with it? Because the flip side of it is, yeah, I said I wanted kids, but did I really want kids, or did I think that's what I'm supposed to have? there's a flip
Yeah.
side of it. But it's like, if I don't have kids, like, honestly, is that the end of my world? Would I be
Hmm.
okay? Like, I mean, we'll be free because there's the good and there's the bad of both sides, of what it
Yep.
is. So I just think she just hasn't had enough time to think about it. And unfortunately, it is a huge, decision,
Yeah. Well, and
to make.
realistically, she probably went on to this show thinking I'm going to find the father of my kids. Like
Yeah.
that was probably also part of this is I want to find someone to start a family with. And to make that sudden pivot from I'm going to find the person that's going to complete my family to I'm not ever going to have kids, that would be a big transition for anyone to make.
Yeah. So the place where I thought they had sex was because the next morning Gunnar is like, yeah, we were there emotionally, romantically, but we're going slower physically, but it was worth the wait. And I'm like, oh God. Anytime anything happens in the getaway, I'm just gonna say a question mark. I don't know if they had sex because who knows? We
Yep.
knew
Nobody fucking
Ludovica,
knows.
we Ludovica, and then we thought they
Oh
did,
boy.
and it was not. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was it for them. I will talk a little bit more when they meet with the friends later on. We'll move to Loanne and Jan. Loanne is still saying that the physical aspect is missing. She's tearing up and saying that she can see that something is wrong. And the fact that, he went to his friends for advice first. This is when he was talking to Constantine and saying everything that's going on. But she's doing the right thing and telling him, but I'm your partner and I have no idea
Hmm.
what is going on. Like, you should be telling me so I can work on it. You tell them they can't work on it because they're just going to give you advice based on what you told them. So
Yep.
that's valid. He tells her that he cannot pinpoint the feelings that he has. He was basically just comparing them to others, and he's not having the feeling that he was hoping for. And she says she noticed it, but everyone is going at their own pace. So she's not worried because we all have different paces. And I'm like, man, you're a saint. You really are.
Hmm.
He
Hmm.
says he's confident that they will find a solution. Jan wants to do better as they leave Greece, but I'm just tired of the up and down. I'm over it. I'm annoyed
Same.
by Jan. I don't know if it's valid or not, but it's just I don't want it. I'm tired of it.
No,
Just go.
it's bothering me.
So there's a switch up. Munich seems to be working for these two. I don't know what the switch up was, but they seem lighter. They're joking with each other. There's a moment where they keep staring at each other. I'm like, okay, kiss. Doesn't have
Right.
to be
Make
fun.
out already.
Just like do something. But
Do
they
something.
just laugh awkwardly and nothing happens. So, anyways, I spoke too soon because flip over, they're writing down their guest list, and he looks like he's in pain again. And all of a sudden, he's unsure again. And then after another
Wild.
long dramatic conversation, because he's like, how do you feel writing your guest list? How the fuck do you think she feels? And I think it was because she's like, I'm going to add my parents to the guest list. You could have seen his face. The blood drained
Yep.
out of his face. And it was like, oh, snap.
Like it's all of a sudden it got really real for this dude. He's like, whoa, you have parents? Like all of a sudden things just, yeah, I don't know how long he had been dwelling on this, but it seemed like he was really going through it emotionally, thinking about like all the people in his life that he was going to invite to this wedding.
It's just really annoying. Like I said, we've answered the question. Love is not blind across all
Mm-mm.
continents and countries and stuff. But I'm
Mm-mm.
really, really tired of these men coming on here and saying, oh, I didn't know what to expect. There's a marriage, there's a wedding. You were telling these people, I just want my dream life, my dream this. And then now all of a sudden you're acting like some of these people act like they don't know that there are weddings afterwards. I was like, what do
Yeah.
you think was going to happen?
There's
At
a
the
billion
end.
seasons of this show in multiple different languages. You can watch all different versions of this. We all know how it's supposed to go by this point.
Gosh, I get you triggered by someone mentioning a guest list. But anyways, he says like, well, we have reached the point where the fear is more than the confidence. It's too much pressure. So I can't do this anymore. Anyways, she cries and they're done. And I know she's sad, but honestly, girl, you dodged a bullet. Like no one
Big
needed
bullet.
this. Because she
No.
would have lost herself in him, just trying to placate him all the damn time and tell him you're enough. Nobody brought you to be a
Mhm.
caretaker. You're not even in
No.
your 30s yet, so it's okay.
No, and she's been so patient this entire time. We haven't seen one time of her like blow up and been like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah,
So like for her to be this even keeled the entire time and him to still do this, you dodged a huge bullet.
agreed. Okay, Yasmin and Andy. It feels like this too. A lot happens and a lot doesn't happen. But he
Mhm.
shares with Andy that he's been thinking about the wedding. He was talking to Gunnar about it and that he had a little bit of like concerns and fears. And she lets him know, like, I'm kind of bothered by that. Like, why are you talking to Gunner? Like, I didn't even know, like, you had stuff that you were concerned with. But she says, like,
Hmm.
because he did that, she's now filled with doubt. And I'm like, oh, when he was being a dickhead, you had goosebumps. Oh my God, look what he
Hmm.
did for me. Now you're getting doubts.
That's right.
So somehow she tells him, like, your words don't seem genuine. And again, I feel like this is another miss by the editing, because I get what she means, but they could have done a better job of laying out why she doesn't believe him. Like, he just came from left field. Like, I just think the
Yeah.
words that are coming out of your mouth are not genuine. So
Well, I mean, the reason she gave is he calls so many things nice, and I'm like, yeah, maybe he has like a bad vocabulary. Maybe he doesn't have like a wide enough grasp of the language to like come up with synonyms all the time. But like, if that's your reason, is he says this is nice a lot. I'm like, it's not a great reason. You know,
mhm.
I had a girlfriend that said I like you all the time. And that was like her phrase that she would say. I'm like, okay, that means you're happy. I'm not gonna be like, do you really? I don't know. Sounds insincere. I'm like, okay,
Mhm,
well, that's good.
mhm.
I don't know. It seemed like there was more to this that they didn't quite show us.
Yeah. So they have another meetup, and this time it's a pod squad. So people from, the squad that didn't make it, and also the connections that didn't make it, were also going to come up. Yasmin is nervous about seeing Dustin, and I don't know why he's not nervous. He was in a quadrangle, although
Yep.
the rest of the quadrangle didn't show up. Why?
Mm-mm. I have
That's a
no
whole
idea.
other thing. I'm like,
I,
no,
I
he
was
should.
I was waiting for it.
But maybe that's why he wasn't nervous. Maybe he knew they were not coming, and maybe they were
That
like,
could
yeah,
be.
I'm not going to do all this with him. So I don't know.
That could be.
So Jan updates Constantine on, like, oh, everything is so different. Like, immediately they go somewhere. That is Constantine is who they run to. I'm like,
Yep.
everything is so different, but but he's like, I'm just waiting for when the feelings come up. I'm like, what? I
Yeah.
thought you said
It's
everything
still
was
like when are we gonna have feelings involved in this?
yeah, and the translations we get, and he used it more than once, is like, if I can just muster up feelings, if I can just muster up I'm like, don't muster anything with me. Leave me alone.
No. No, they should be there or they're not gonna be there. Don't do me any favors.
I want to be your musterer. So
Ugh.
um Dustin walks in, and as always, and again, I do think this is becoming a trend in a lot of reality shows, not just Love is Blind. The men are so happy to see each other. They are here for their fellow guys. I mean, I'm not saying
Hmm.
like the women aren't like also like Friendship Island or whatever it is, but that usually happes when they don't get the attention from their husbands. So
Yes. Yeah.
let's
This is wild to me. Because like
these
I love my friends a lot. And when I see my guy friends, I'm like this. Those are friends I've had since middle school, first of all. These dudes don't know each other that well. And I would never like shove my wife out of the way to go like hug a guy a friend of mine. That the excitement that they have for the other dudes is way higher than for like spending time with their wife in this moment.
Yeah, it's a trend. It's
Yeah.
happening across all the shows. So Andy gives him like the biggest hug, and doing too much because Dustin was his competition. But he basically monopolizes Dustin. Like, he traps him
Yep.
at the bar, gets him a drink. He's not going anywhere. Yasmin is like, and this is what I expected from Jabril. Yasmin is like, yeah, Dustin's very good looking. Like, yeah,
Yep.
she's, giggling and all the stuff or whatever. So it's not long, but at least we know what
Yeah,
she's
he's way
thinking.
hotter than Andy. He's
Yeah.
he's he's better looking and like a decade younger. I get it.
And then she thinks that Andy doesn't trust her because she's like, why is he monopolizing Dustin? So she's like, okay, I'm just going to go over and go talk to him because we need to talk. Everyone knows the drill. Love is blind. You
Hmm.
go talk to your connection. She goes over and they start talking, and she breaks a cardinal rule that I don't like that they do in Love is Blind. When you're engaged, I don't know why you are talking to in some way, technically your ex, about the wrongs of or the failings of your current. You're
No.
engaged. Like, it's just not a good, nothing good is gonna come out of that. He says, how's your relationship going? And the word she uses is exhausting. And I'm like,
Hmm.
huh.
Uh
It's
oh.
very weird. Stop complaining about your partner. You're still engaged. Then she mentions, like, yeah, I just think like he's inauthentic. And she's going on, and as if he knew. His ears prick up, and he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna go interrupt their conversation. So Andy just
Yeah.
walks over and he just hovers.
He's loitering. He is literally loitering around them. I'm like, buddy, what are you doing?
Yeah, they couldn't have a conversation anymore because their conversation was not like an actual conversation. It was just her shitting on him the
Mhm.
entire time. She even drops a hint and he just wouldn't go away. And I think finally she gets the ick because she's just like, I cannot be with an insecure man. Like, what are you
Yep.
doing? And it's funny because Andy's having confessionals, right? Where he's just like, I'm not being insecure. Like, I don't care if she's what I don't think like I just felt like, oh, I should go over there and just
Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Yeah, there was a part where they were talking and they showed him, I think it was like right when Dustin was like, well, I could leave. Like, no, you don't have to leave. You could stay. It looked like Andy was getting ready to burst into tears. Like his eyes were so, I'm like, I hope he's just drunk because his eyes are so watery. It's like he's getting ready to cry watching his girl like run off with the man she wants to be with for real. Ugh, gross.
Wandy comes in and she's just like, she doesn't want to talk to Jabril. And if Jabril tries to talk to her, she's ready for a fight. I'm like, oh.
Mhm.
I was thinking, at first I didn't see her full dress because I was like, oh, did she come after work? She looks like she's formally dressed and all that, but she's wearing like a dress and then when she stands up. So she tells him that, he said he was going to reach out. He never reached out. And once again, Josie is very upset, about this. And
Mhm.
I think you've clarified that he actually talked about, reaching out and, he didn't. But also for her. And I think this is a problem I have with the women. I get it. Like you invested so much time and you just want to make sure that you explored everything to the end. I just wondered why, for everything that he showed you, why would you even want to continue? We need to stop giving men the power, I guess, and just deciding where should we go. It's okay if you're like, you know what, when he says, oh, let's see what happens outside. No, that's fine. If you weren't interested in me when we had no distractions, no phones, no anything, what would make you interested when we go out? I mean, don't look at Benaniah and, the UK people that ended up working
that was so
out.
sweet.
So, but I'm just saying, it's like you also have the power to be like, you treated me like shit. You never really gave me a reason. I'm not giving you an opportunity twice for you to reject me again. So, no, I don't want to see you,
Well, and on that note, to dovetail off of that a little bit, I think it might have been Love is Blind Brazil, where we saw like several of the women propose. Why aren't women proposing? They can do that. I thought it was great when we had that one season where the women were also proposing. Like, it's cool. You can do that if you feel for this man. Let him know. Take the power away from us. We're not good with it. Look what has happened. Like, we're not good with power and authority. Somebody else take over, please.
I don't know if I'm there yet, Brian.
I liked it. I wish my wife would have proposed to me. I knew she was going to say yes, but I'm just like, you can also just do this. I want to be surprised with like a cake and a ring. That'd be great.
Brian, you're also like, an anomaly.
Yeah, I'm weird, man.
So
I get that. I know who I am. I own it.
So, but yeah, I don't. I think the only thing is like, if someone hasn't proposed, yes, you can propose. I mean, if you feel so confident, but all I think of is Chrissy from Love and Hip Hop New York. She proposed to Jim Jones. Until today, they are not married.
Well, don't propose to Jim Jones. Have you seen Jim Jones? Like, that's your fault. He was the least attractive member of Dipset. You made a mistake.
Well, they're not marrying based on how attractive they are. They're still together, but it's just
Cameron's
like
right
you
there.
don't want to feel like you're forcing someone to marry you if they don't. If my desire is to marry you, like let's just be on the same page. So I don't know. Some people might agree with you, but for these men,
it's nice having less pressure.
These men on Love is Blind, no.
These particular men's problem.
They never know how they feel from 1 minute to the next. So who knows?
That is true. That's true.
So, as soon as Jabril walks in, Jabril is so excited. He's like, we left things on a good note. There's no bad blood in his
buddy.
I just realized that I'm so annoyed by his fashion sense now. The sleeveless sweaters, the
I was getting ready to say, man loves a vest.
And every time he comes in with his dangly earrings wavering in the wind, I'm like, ugh. and it's
he looks like he's in like a
unmoisturized.
mid nineties boy band. Essentially, is how he
Yeah,
dresses.
my love. Do you
Do you
ever?
ever? Yeah, no,
Drink?
he could sing "Oh Sheila" right now.
And he just, he's on moisturized lips too. That bothers me.
True,
So
they're always
he
dry.
walks in, has him there. As soon as he goes there, Constantine, Captain Savaho, runs to him and is like, did you not tell her what you told me? He's like, yeah, I
Hmm.
did. He was like, yeah, I don't think she knows that. But basically giving him a heads up, like,
Yep.
you're not in the best of terms. So he goes over and asks Wandy for a conversation. And she's like, yeah, sure. They start having a conversation. They're going back and forth. He's not even letting her talk. But the line that I liked that she said was like, I was just a guest in your movie. And I'm
Yep.
like, yes, that is absolutely true. But he sees where this is going and he's like, yeah, I'm not having this conversation anymore. Like, you're just deciding like I'm a bad guy and I'm not doing this and it's stupid. So yeah. So she goes back and he's like, she's so fake, while she's saying like all he cares about is his image. And I don't have time for this. I do think that she's right. I do think like
Hmm.
he's more concerned about coming off as the good guy. But I don't think he handled things
Very.
well. But I also do think that in his mind, he really does think that he communicated effectively. And I don't think
Yep.
he did. He thinks like because it was so clear in his mind that that was the case, and it wasn't.
Yep.
So
No.
at least they're not together, so that's fine.
Thank goodness for that.
So after this, Yasmin cannot get over Andy's insecurity, and at this point, I'm torn between, is it the insecurity or is she just like, I don't want to be with this man, and she's just looking for anything at this point to
Uh
break up with him.
I do lean towards not specifically the insecurity, but like all of the things that came with that. Number one, the insecurity would gross me out. But number two, it almost felt like he didn't trust her around this guy. Like, if you talk to him long enough, you're going to leave me for him. Nobody wants to be with the person who is always afraid that you want somebody else. Like,
Mhm,
that's insecurity or not. Like, it's
mhm.
just not a good emotional balance in your relationship that way. So I think there's like a lot of things. Plus, again, Dustin's hotter than Andy. And I think that probably might play a role in here where she's just like, man, look at that man. And look at this man. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things swirling at once. I think in that moment, if you would have asked her, she would have said, yeah, I want out. She didn't. But I think if you put it to her in that moment, she would have bailed.
Yeah, I know she said that, but I did at some point she did say also that sometimes I put my walls up and then I start looking for reasons why I should leave. Like, I think you can be concerned about the insecurity, but is this something you can work through, or is this something you're going to blow out of proportion and be like, yeah, this is a reason I'm going to tap out of this? Because
Right.
the other thing was also, besides the insecurity, is like he's not genuine. And it's just like, listen, some people sound like politicians. Like, I know
Hmm.
people always accuse them of that, but honestly, that's just how they sound. So is
Yeah.
that him or is it not? But we also don't have a good enough um, that's a lie. Andy's the person in the quadrangle. So yes, she has all the things.
Yeah.
Sorry, forget everything I said. So, I was like, we don't know enough about these people based on the editing, but no, we saw who
We
he
got it.
was. So yeah. So that's it for them, where she's just like, I don't know, can I get over this? And then he can feel her slipping away, and he's just like, I don't know if she can get over it, but he's trying to be on his best behavior
Right.
with her. So they go wedding dress and tux shopping. And Yasmin just immediately is going to her friends. I feel so unsure. I don't know what to do and all that. And I wrote in my notes, and I quote, Yasmin, just break up! Exclamation point. You
Yep.
cannot have 2 weeks or a week before the wedding and all you're doing is bitching about this man and you can't even think of anything good. I mean, we've seen many a relationship break up over pets. Like, he took to your cats. He
Hmm.
was being so kind. It wasn't even an issue. It wasn't even a storyline.
He did a whole shop class about the cat. But when they said we're gonna do a box, I'm like, okay, you probably sell those. Oh, you're buying lumber and the jigsaw? Like, I didn't know you're gonna make this yourself.
Yeah, she's a DIY
She's
queen.
handy as hell.
She's a DIY queen. Oh, I forgot to share also, when they moved into Munich, that they did have a okay. Yes, do forget everything I said, because they did have a conversation about a joint account, And Andy
Oh
actually
boy.
thinks that the concept of a joint account is strange. And she's worried about it because I'm like, he's not giving me the security that I want. And I was like, Andy, why are you here? Like, why is a joint account? He's like, oh, so if I want to buy a car, and she's like, again, I don't know how else to tell you. It's not a me thing, a you thing, it's a us. Then it's our
And
car.
see,
And he's like, that's weird.
we have a setup basically what he lined up. We have one bank account, and then we each have like our own debit cards. So like if I want to get something, if she wants to get something, we never look at each other's accounts. It's not a thing. It's just like we just have different cards. There's not a specific reason for it. We just do. And then we have like a joint savings account. And to be frank, my wife gets all my money. My direct deposit goes into our shared account, and then she makes sure that our balances are where they're supposed to be because I have severe ADHD. So like when he said that, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that sounds reasonable. I thought her reaction was like, no, 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 no. Everything needs to be one. I'm like, well, it felt such a severe reaction to me,
Mhm.
probably because I have the situation that Andy wanted. If we were engaged and my wife was like, no, I just want us to have like one shared account with, we each have a card for the same account, I'd be like, all right, that's also fine. It wouldn't
Yeah.
have bothered me. There's certainly no secrecy in it. Like I can look into her purchases. She can see all of mine. It's not like
Yeah.
there's a secret thing. It's just, I think because before we got married, we had separate accounts. So she's like, yeah, we'll just keep kind of the same situation we have, except all the money goes into one shared pot.
Maybe I misunderstood it, and that's where the thing is, because it's one thing where it's like, is she again poking holes and trying to find something and blowing out of proportion? But I think when I was reading it, he just felt, it seemed like he was just saying like the concept of a joint account is like, why would we even have
Yeah,
a
that was
shared
weird. I think
account?
so. It might have been the dubbing. The way that he put it was like you would have your account, I'd have my account, then we'd have one shared account that we each put like a set amount of money into
Yeah.
each month. That part's odd to me because like, well, we do it the reverse. We put all the money into the pot and then we just draw out of it as we need it. Um, I think the concern there is like I don't want it to be, if you get to a position where you get like a big promotion or whatever and you're making a whole lot more money, I don't want it that all your money stays with you and then you put a couple of $100 into the shared account each month. That feels kind of weird because it kind of feels like at that point maybe you're planning on just like upping and going, the way that Darcy's always afraid that Georgie's going to do. Like I don't know. It was a weird conversation, and I think that the way that it got so heated for me is a clear red flag. Y'all don't belong together. This shouldn't have to be this serious of a conversation.
I think it was just the willingness to not listen, because I don't think there's a one size fits all for how you want to
No.
share your accounts as a couple. But it's
So whatever
just
works for you
the fact
guys.
that, yes, oh, this is strange to me, but oh, okay, what is gonna work for us? Because kind of like when Josie and Gunnar, like Josie thinks it's weird that he talks to his mom all the time. And
Yeah.
Gunnar's like, do you have a problem with it? Like, is that a thing? You can't say, Josie can't say, oh, that's a bad thing. I
Right.
think I like that she phrased it like it's just not my norm. I know she thinks that
Well,
it's strange and it's a, thing,
yeah.
but it's like, can we work, through it, or is it a problem? So for these two, instead of looking at it like, okay, that I think that's a little strange, but how can we make it work? The how can we make it
Yes.
work was missing. It was just like,
Never happened.
that's weird. I'm not having a joint
Yeah.
account. She's like, no, we're both have to have our money. Like, it's just two people not trying to compromise that. Again, I understand it's not giving her security, but it also made him seem like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm still a loner, even though I say I want to be married. So,
Well, and also she mentioned earlier she grew up in like extreme poverty. And so like there were times they didn't know where food was going to come from and they're missing meals and stuff. So like if you're somebody that has a lot of financial, hangups because you grew up in a place where money was always an issue, of course I can understand why the financial security that comes with a marriage is something you're also looking forward to. And it feels like he's taking that away from you when it's something that you've always expected. Yeah, you should have a little bit of understanding of who she is to go, I think I get why this is an issue for you and I am willing to bend on this. It didn't seem like there was that understanding at all from him.
yeah. Yeah. Andy is telling the guys that Yasmin is not an easy person. And I'm like, do you guys even like each other?
Nope.
Constantine wears his suit. He doesn't like it. Andy likes his suits, and Yasmin didn't like her first dress, but there's a dress that she put on, and all of a sudden it's a magic dress. This
I'm a
dress makes her
bride.
realize that she misses Andy. Nothing else matters. Everything is great. And I just want to have that moment walking down the aisle with this dress. So, hey,
I mean,
look what dress
listen, the
shopping can
dress was
do.
nice. When I saw there was a slit, I'm like, okay, I didn't see that was in there. On the other hand, I thought Andy looked like shit. I thought his suit was terrible. I thought um, Gunnar, I thought looked the best of the guys, but I thought that Andy looked terrible. I'm like, that the color isn't right. None of this is good for me.
Josie's dress was very flattering and it was very pretty
Yep.
on
Yep.
her. And it was also the first time I think we didn't get like the host coming in and making a whole
No.
deal. Who did you come
Weren't
with?
even
Who
there.
did you bring? Who did you do that? But everybody just realizes that Loanne and Jan weren't there. And
Yeah.
that was it and all
Yep.
that. Okay, so you would think they would end with wedding dress and tux shopping, but instead they bring Josie and Gunnar because Gunnar is meeting Josie's friends. And I was like, why didn't they just show this before
Yep.
the dress shopping? It's so weird. Like after the dress
editing
shopping,
was a
then you
mess.
show that it was just it was not cohesive. They could have
No.
streamlined it better. Because before that, I was saying, why are we not getting much of their families? We had the phone call with Gunnar's sister, but that was it. No one went to visit anyone. We didn't see anyone. Like, are they just gonna say we're in our bubble and we're not gonna visit anybody? What is the plan? But then we have this. They go visit, they start talking. Of course, the kids thing comes up.
Mhm.
And Josie's answer is like, yeah, I mean, 7 years down the line or something, if it does come up, it could be a reason to break up. And that's how it ends. And I'm like,
Credits.
oh, roll credits.
Yeah, came out of nowhere. And I think the way that it came up, he brought it up where he was like, they were like, okay, so what was it about Josie and the pods that made you fall for her? And he was like, well, it was really easy for me because I just eliminated all the women that wanted to have kids. And her friends were like, the hell you say? And then she's like, yeah, maybe we'll break up over this. I'm like, what? Credits. I'm just like, well, hold on, man. Damn. So I guess from an editing standpoint, I get why they didn't put that with all the other couples because like then we don't have a cliffhanger for next episode.
So, yeah.
But also when you drop all episodes at one time, you don't have to have a cliffhanger. We can just watch right through.
Yeah, but they could also do that and then end with the wedding dress shopping and end with a confessional with her like wearing this dress. I know I really love Gunnar, but the conversation with our friends
Yeah.
has reminded me that maybe I do want kids. Am I really at peace with it? Is Gunnar enough? And then you can end there. But this
That's true.
too
This
much
is weird.
stuff, going
Real
back.
weird.
So all right. So the next episodes we're gonna cover is episode 8, and I honestly don't understand the drops, so I'm just assuming it's weddings. With that, so
Probably.
we'll cover all of that and let you know who says I will, I don't, or who even maybe. Do we think we're gonna get another breakup?
We should. I think that we should get one with Andy and Yasmin. I think they need to break up. Yeah, I don't know that we will. I frankly I hope we don't. I wish every season we got breakups at the altar. It's much
The
more
altar.
fun that way as a viewer,
Yeah.
but we'll see.
I think maybe they need to start increasing the number of couples that they take because you need
Yeah.
insurance for this. Now it's gonna be guaranteed that we're getting a minimum of 2 people break up. So just
Yeah.
get insurance, for that.
Right.
reason.
Might
Okay.
as well.
All right, Brian. Share with people where they can find you.
Yep, you can listen to me at Maps Virgin. We are covering the Houston season right now. It's very difficult for me because Kim has not seen this season, and we just watched Michaela explain how calm and rational and even-headed she is when she's upset about things. And I bit my tongue off. So if you want to listen to us talk about the Houston season of Maths, you can listen to Maths Virgin, join our Facebook group, the Maths Virgin Fan Club, and then follow us on Instagram and Threads at Maths Virgin.
Yeah, you can do it. I did season 9 and Jen hadn't seen it and I had to be quiet about Beth and Jamie. So,
Yeah. I'm doing it and I'm just like, yeah, you know what? Maybe you are right. Maybe Brett and Ryan are a great couple. Perhaps.
Well, I hope Kim's not listening because Brett just got married on New Year's Eve.
Well, shit. If she is, I'm sorry, Kim. Sorry to spoil everything.
Okay. You know where to find me, guys. It's AltoCall MAFS. You can find me on Instagram, on Threads, on Twitter, and on Blue Sky. Usually live thread on Threads when I'm watching a show. Please give me a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. It helps the show. And stay subscribed so you don't miss out on any new episodes. Until next time, guys. Bye.